So he says that the president, the Republicans in Texas are cheating. Well, to react to that, joining us now is State Representative CD Davidsmeyer, the Republican from Murrayville. Representative, thanks for being with us. Let me make sure I've got your microphone turned on. And your reaction to the governor saying that, hey, they're wanting to cheat in a state of Illinois where we've got an F grade from civic groups for our gerrymandered maps.
Yeah, Greg, I would say that it takes one to know one. The cheater in chief, JB Pritzker, started out when he first ran for office saying that he would never sign a political map that was drawn by politicians. And then what did he do? He signed one of the worst, if not the worst, map in the nation's history. The very first election that we had, Republicans won 40 seats in the House to Democrats 78 seats, but we had tens of thousands of more Republican votes. If that doesn't tell you that they've watered down Republican votes and they've made Republicans less involved, I don't know what does.
Representative, one of your colleagues, Peoria Republican State Representative Ryan Spain, even painted a different picture, kind of similar to what you painted, of Donald Trump got like 45% of the votes in the most recent presidential election, increasing the vote threshold he got in the 2020 and the 2016 election. But that percentage doesn't translate over to how Republicans are represented in the General Assembly. How exactly do Democrats craft those maps to have that be the outcome, where Democrats are ultimately having super duper majorities in the Illinois State House?
Yeah, as I said, this is the most political map in the history of the state of Illinois for sure. And they go behind closed doors and they look at voter registration and things of that sort. And they pluck their voters. They put just enough Republicans in a Democrat district to dilute the vote, so that they don't have to create a new Republican district. And really, at the end of the day, it's wrong whether it's Illinois or it's Texas. The reality is we could have more balanced government if we had districts that were drawn, say, the way that Iowa draws theirs, right? They have a state that's the shape of a rectangle, and the majority of their districts are shaped just the same way. Just based on how the population lands. And yes, they probably had, I think, around 40 incumbents that had to run against each other, but it wasn't political. It wasn't one party going after another, and that's the way it should be.
Well, how do we get to that here in Illinois? Obviously, with Democrats and the politics moving forward, they're in control. And despite the governor saying that he wanted fair maps when he was running his first term, doesn't seem to be the case now, especially with the issue of the state getting that F grade from civic groups for gerrymandering.
Yeah, I would say, we need a constitutional amendment that says that we need independent maps and that politicians can no longer pick their voters. And we've tried that before. We've gone through the process and it's been kicked off the ballot by the Supreme Court. We did get a little bit of guidance. I think there's an opportunity for the people to rise up, Republican and Democrat, who all think this is wrong. I think it's an 80% issue that people disagree with gerrymandering. And so I think this is an opportunity for us to rise up, do the right thing for all of the people of Illinois. I know that there's a lot of people who are strong Republicans and a lot of people that are strong Democrats, but there's also a lot of people in the middle that really feel left out right now. And that's the impact of this and the lies that Governor Pritzker told years ago when he originally ran for office.
Republican State Representative CD Davidsmeyer with us here on Illinois in Focus Daily, talking about maps and fair maps and the going back and forth between what's going on in Texas possibly and Governor Pritzker reacting to it. But it sounds like you're almost saying that he's being hypocritical in all of this.
I can come right out and say he's an absolute hypocrite on this issue. Is he the pot or the kettle? That's the reality. He's saying it's wrong when Texas does it, but when he makes one of the worst maps in the nation's history, he's perfectly okay. It's absolutely ridiculous for him to pretend like the last 4 years have been just a natural occurrence because the people of Illinois have gone far left. The people of Illinois have not gone far left. In fact, I think that we're shifting further right as the Democrat majority goes further left. People they want a sense of reality, and they need more voices to bring balance to government and to bring truth to all the issues that we deal with.
Another issue with elections, Representative, is the issue of the 2 weeks that election authorities in Illinois have to vote mail-in ballots after the election. Right? Congressman Mike Boss has a lawsuit against this. Judicial Watch part of that, and apparently the DOJ filing in support of them saying, hey, you can't have this 2 weeks. Election day is election day. 2 weeks afterwards is not election day for federal elections. How important is that to this overall conversation about, fair and equal and transparent and just elections processes?
There's always talk about, not making sure, not allowing for all voters to get out. The reality is, as an elected official, I want everybody to get out and vote. I think everybody's voice should be heard, but we shouldn't have 60 to 90 days of voting. I think our Constitution talks about, election day, and we should really focus on getting people out on election day. And certainly there are times where people are traveling or people are, military overseas or something like that. And we certainly can make exceptions to that. But we have to make sure that our elections are fair and safe, and provide every opportunity for every individual. I think that we've provided opportunities for kids who are in high school who are of voting age to be able to get out and go vote. The crazy thing about that is we don't even require them to vote. We just say you can get out if you're of voting age. But I think that we should probably do the same thing. Elections are one of the most important things that happen in our nation, and we should encourage all businesses and wherever an individual works to give them the opportunity to vote on election day and get out there.
State Representative CD Davidsmeyer, greatly appreciate you taking time with us here live with Illinois in Focus Daily, and we'll be watching this. Obviously, there was a lawsuit that was filed by Republicans against the map, and it doesn't really seem to be going quite where or as fast as maybe people would like, but obviously there's a lot that's going to be talked about this in the years ahead. Appreciate you taking the time with us this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Greg.
It is Illinois in